Radio noise in the corner of the room, blue light leaking through half-closed blinds. Another night talking to the ceiling, trying to read between these lines. Clock hands stuck in a lazy spin, time feels heavy, thick with doubt. Every thought echoes a little too loud when the world finally quiets down. I trace the cracks in the silence, let the hum pull me under my skin. If I stay here just a second longer, I might hear where I begin. In the midnight static, I'm breathing, lost between fear and desire. Every broken signal is leading to something closer to fire. In the midnight static, I'm shaking, but I don't wanna turn it off. All this noise is slowly making me feel alive again somehow. City sleeping like it knows my name, streetlights blinking out of sync. Every choice I never finished, still floating in my dream. I replay words I never sent, they linger like unfinished songs. Maybe meaning isn't something found, maybe it's just held too long. Heartbeat tapping on the table, syncing up with distant sounds. In this mess of interference, truth is trying to break out. In the midnight static, I'm breathing, caught between running and staying still. Every fractured frequency is teaching me how it feels to feel. In the midnight static, I'm breaking, old defenses fall apart. All this noise is finally waking, something quiet in my heart. Turn the dial just a little slower, let the past dissolve in tone. I don't need a clear reception, just to know I'm not alone. If I fade out, let me fade. Honestly, no filters, no disguise. Even chaos has a pattern if you stare it in the eyes. Ooh. White noise like a confession, low and close to the bone. Every doubt turns into motion when I stop being alone. I'm not lost, I'm just tuning in. In the midnight static, I'm listening to everything I tried to ignore. All the echoes I was missing feel like answers I've been waiting for. Hands up, volume rising, let it blur, let it burn. Every second reorganizing, every lesson I didn't learn. In the midnight static, I'm breathing, no more fighting the sound. Every broken signal is leading me back to solid ground. In the midnight static, I'm choosing to stay with the noise tonight. All this chaos I was losing turns into rhythm, turns into light. Radio fading into dawn. Static slowly letting go, but something in me stays switched on long after the noise is gone. After I stop running, I wake up before the alarm again, heart racing like I missed something. The room is still, but my thoughts aren't. They're already halfway gone. I've been living on anticipation, on the edge of the next excuse. Always saying just a little longer, like waiting with something to lose. There's a map folded in my chest, corners worn from being chased. Every road I thought would save me just changed the shape of the place. I thought speed meant survival, thought slowing down meant defeat. But I'm tired of outrunning questions that keep up with my feet. What happens after I stop running? After I finally stand still? Will the world fall silent around me? Or will it meet me halfway, gentle and real? Ooh, after I stop running, who am I Music low, TV on, anything to drown the feeling that something quiet was wrong. I called it being productive, called it just how I am, but deep down I knew I was hiding from holding my own hands. I've canceled plans I wanted to keep, left early when it felt too close. I told myself I liked the freedom, but I never liked being alone. I've been confusing independence with never letting it hurt, but strength isn't staying untouched, it's learning how to let it work. What happens after I stop running? Oh, when there's nowhere left to go. Do the fears finally catch me, or do they soften when I say hello? Ooh, after I stop running and the noise fades from my head, do I finally hear my own voice, or all the things I never said? There's a version of me that panics when nothing needs to be done. Who doesn't know how to exist without aiming at someone? I'm learning how empty time isn't empty at all. It's just space without instructions, no ceiling, no wall. I sit with the ache instead of fixing. Let it breathe, let it stay. It doesn't scream like I expected, it mostly just wants space. Maybe peace isn't loud relief or clarity arriving fast. Maybe it's choosing not to leave when the feeling finally lasts. What happens after I stop running? Oh, I'm starting to understand. Nothing explodes, nothing breaks. The ground still holds when I stand. Ooh, after I stop running, I don't disappear. I just become someone quieter, someone still hearing. I was afraid the stillness would point out everything wrong, but stillness just shows me I've been strong for too long. I don't need to prove my worth by how fast I move away. I can let the moment touch me and trust that I'll stay. No exit sign, no race to win, just a heartbeat, I'm finally in. The world keeps turning without me, forcing it to slow, and somehow that feels comforting, like I don't have to know. I'm not behind, I'm arriving. Building steadier now, feet planted on the floor. I don't need momentum to open the door. What happens after I stop running? Oh, I stop asking what comes next. Ooh, I start living in the moment, not the fear, not the test. Ooh, after I stop running, I don't need to be brave, I just need to stay present in the life I'm allowed to have. The day moves on, unbothered, the light shifts soft and slow. I take one step without escaping and let the rest unfold. Ooh, after I start freedom. I'm still me, and for the first time that feels like freedom. Still The room smells like rain and old books, windows fog from breathing too close. I've been packing and unpacking thoughts like I don't know which ones to hold. There's a jacket on the back of a chair I haven't worn since things felt sure. Funny how objects remember what our words couldn't secure. The city hums outside my chest alive without asking me why. I keep thinking I'll feel ready if I just let enough time go by. I thought healing was a straight line, point A clean to point B, but it turns out it's mostly circles coming back to parts of me. I'm still learning how to stay without needing to escape. Still learning how to breathe when nothing's pushing me away. Still learning how to stay in the quiet, in the gray. Not every moment needs fixing, some just need to be okay. I used to fill my calendar so I wouldn't fill the gaps. Every silence felt like failure, every pause felt like collapse. Now I'm sitting with an empty hour, watching dust drift through the light. It's uncomfortable but honest, like hearing your own thoughts at night. I replay things I said too fast and things I never said at all, trying to forgive both versions, the one that ran, the one that stalled. I've been confusing being needed with being understood. I thought love meant constant motion, turns out stillness feels like good. I'm still learning how to stay when the urge to leave gets loud. Still learning how to trust myself without a cheering crowd. Still learning how to stay when the past taps on my shoulder. I don't have to answer everything just because I'm getting older. There's a version of me from years ago who thought this would all be clear, who thought pain came with instructions and courage erased fear. I wish I could tell them gently, you don't have to be brave every day. Sometimes surviving is enough, sometimes staying is the way. I look at faces on the street all carrying their private weight, makes me feel a little lighter, knowing I'm not late. Maybe peace isn't a finish line or a permanent state. Maybe it's choosing not to run, even when it's not great. I'm still learning how to stay in a body that remembers pain. Still learning how to rest without calling it a waste. Still learning how to stay when nothing feels resolved. I don't need a perfect ending, just a way to stay involved. What if I don't reinvent myself? What if I just soften the edges? Would it be coming as quieter than all the promises I pledged? I spent so long performing strength, I forgot how to be real. But the bravest thing I've done lately is admitting how I feel. No rush, no role, no disguise, just me and time. The clock keeps moving without judgment, the night doesn't ask me to decide. I let my shoulders finally drop for the first time in a while. I'm here. I'm staying, built by breath, moment by moment. I don't demand clarity, I just stay open. I'm still learning how to stay, and that doesn't mean I failed. It just means I'm listening now to the parts I used to bail on. Still learning how to stay in my own unfinished life. I don't need to run toward meaning, I can let it morning light creeps in slowly, like it knows I need it kind. I don't fixed or fearless, just present in my mind. Still learning how to stay, still learning every day. And for the first time, that feels like enough. Halfway to somewhere. pulls out a little too late, sunrise caught in the rearview glass. Everyone's holding their own reason for leaving something in the past. My bag's too light for all this thinking, my head's too full to sleep it off. Every mile feels like a question, no one promised me an answer was enough. I thought movement meant direction, thought distance meant I change, but I'm learning how the same heart beats no matter where you land. I'm halfway to somewhere, and nowhere feels that far. Every dream I'm chasing still knows exactly where you are. Halfway to somewhere with my name still undecided. I'm not lost, I'm just in between who I was and who I'm trying. Oh, oh, yeah. A kid across the aisle is humming some song I almost know. It hits me how we carry things without ever letting them show. I check the time, then check again, like it might explain the age. Funny how the future always feels like a promise I might break. I tell myself this is a clean start, like nothing's following me. But memory's patient, ride shotgun, quiet as it needs to be. I used to think I needed closure, a final line, a clear goodbye. Now I think some doors stay open just to remind us why. I'm halfway to somewhere with a map I don't quite trust. Every plan I overthought is gathering a little dust. Halfway to somewhere, learning how to sit with doubt. Turns out not knowing everything isn't something I need to outrun now. We pass a town I'll never visit, just a name, then it's gone. Makes me wonder how many lives I brush against and move on. There's freedom in this anonymity, no history, no role to play. Just a person in a moving seat, letting the hours slide away. I think about the things I wanted when wanting felt like enough. Before realistic entered the room, it made dreaming feel too rough. Maybe growing up is choosing what to carry, what to drop. Not every hope needs a finish, not every fear needs to stop. I'm halfway to somewhere and the road is teaching me I don't need a destination, just a little honesty. Halfway to somewhere with the engine humming low. I don't have to be certain to keep going slow. What if arriving isn't the point? What if motion is the prize? What if I don't need to recognize the person I become over time? I've been measuring my progress by how far I feel from pain. But healing doesn't mean erasing, it just means loosening the chain. Yeah. Whoa, I don't need applause, I don't need proof, I just need to believe this is still true. The bus slows down, someone stands, another story steps outside. I watch the door close softly like a lesson passing by. Still on the way, still okay. The sky opens wider, the road straightens out. For the first time in a while, I don't rush my doubt. I'm halfway to somewhere, and that's more than I was before. I stopped waiting for a sign and put my hand on the door. Halfway to somewhere with a steadier breath inside. The road keeps rolling forward, the past loosens its hold. I lean my head against the window, let the future unfold. Halfway to somewhere, still moving, still me, and for now, that's enough to be. La-da-da-da-da. The phone lights up, then dims again. Almost another pause. My fingers hover over nothing, like they're waiting for a cause. Draft stacked like paper cranes, folding open to mistakes. Every word feels too revealing, every silence feels too fake. The night arms low through open windows, traffic breathing far below. I rehearse 1,000 endings, none of them feel safe to know. I keep telling myself later, like later's guaranteed. But time keeps leaning on the door, asking what I really need. These lines I never sent are louder than I planned. Every truth I try to soften still burns inside my hand. Lines I never sent, still ringing in my chest. If honesty is dangerous, why does hiding hurt the best? I scroll back through old conversations, reading tone like it's a crime, trying to find the exact moment when we fell out of time. You said we'll see, like it was nothing, like it didn't leave a mark. But those two words keep glowing every time the room gets dark. I wonder if you ever noticed how I changed the way I type. Shorter words, fewer feelings, trying not to start a fight. I learned how to edit myself before I learned how to speak. I learned that being easy sometimes means being weak. These lines I never sent are pacing back and forth. Every version of the truth still wants to come out raw. Lines I never sent, wrapped tight in maybe skin. I don't know which would hurt you more, the truth or holding it in. Say it, don't say it, yeah. Say it too late, hey. You don't say da-da-da. There's comfort in unfinished things, they can't reject you yet. An unsent message can't become another thing you regret. But it also can't be answered, can't be held or torn apart. It just sits there getting heavier, like a weight around the heart. I see your name in random places, on signs, on songs, on screens, like the world is gently asking what we almost used to be. Maybe courage isn't shouting, maybe it's a quieter flame, like choosing not to protect myself from hearing your name. These lines I never sent are asking to be real. Every fear I keep defending is afraid of what I feel. Oh, lines I never sent, still typing in my head. I keep choosing perfect silence over something honest said. Oh, what if the worst thing isn't losing you? What if it's staying the same? What if the risk I'm avoiding is exactly what I need to face? I don't need the outcome, I don't need control, I just need to stop confusing being careful with being whole. If you never read these words, they still change me somehow. Truth doesn't need an audience to count as truth right now. It's blinking like a heartbeat, waiting for a sign. Every second feels suspended between yours and mine. I could press and I could let it burn. I could let it burn, I could let it burn. I could let it burn, I could let it burn. These lines I never sent don't scare me like before. I'm tired of being quiet just to keep the door. Lines I never sent might finally leave my hands, even if they change nothing. At least they'll understand. Oh, the screen goes dark, the room exhales, morning waits beyond the glass. Whether I send them or not, I to stay unsent. The sky is barely changing color, like it's afraid to wake the day. Streetlights blinking slow surrender. One by one they fade away. I'm sitting with a cooling coffee, hands wrapped tight around the cup, thinking how the night felt endless. Now it's quietly giving up. Shoelaces still tied from yesterday. I never really came back home. I carry conversations with me, like I hate being alone. I used to rush these in between moments, treat them like a waste of time. But something in this fragile hour feels like it's finally mine. These soft hours before dawn hold me better than the night. Not asking me for answers, not demanding I'm alright. Soft hours before dawn, when the world forgets to judge. I don't need to be certain, I just need to feel enough. Notifications finally quiet, no one needs me for a while. I forget the shape of deadlines, I remember how to smile. There's a version of me breathing without armor, without noise. Not impressive, not productive, just existing by choice. I replay things I almost said, not with anger, not with shame, just noticing the spaces where I never spoke my name. Maybe healing isn't forward, maybe it's a gentle bend, like letting go of being